So recently on a bus in Hunan, a man put his bare feet up on the seat in front of him. After being reminded multiple times to move them, he just ignored everyone. Eventually, the guy in front snapped and smacked his leg, saying, "I told you a few times already, but you still won't move your feet." The barefoot man, "Calm down, man." Angry passenger, "There's someone sitting right in front of you. You're putting your feet above her head. Don't you get that?" The barefoot man, "I drank a bit too much." Classic excuse, right? Somehow, being drunk seems to justify all kinds of nonsense behavior. In another train incident, a college student was just trying to eat his instant noodles in peace when a middle-aged woman started verbally abusing him, saying, "Are you eating shit?" The girl sitting next to the student, "Don't insult others like that." The woman, "I'm not cursing you, I'm cursing him." When another passenger tried to calm things down, saying, "There's no need to make a scene, let's talk this out," the woman doubled down, ranting about how the whole car smelled because of the noodles. She even threatened the young staff member who tried to intervene, telling him to mind his own business or risk losing his job. Is it just me, or is this the level of aggression completely over the top for some noodles?
In this video, a taxi driver confronts a female passenger who has a bare feet up on the back of the seat, filling the car with a terrible smell. He politely asks, "Are your feet clean? Because after you step on it, the next passenger has to sit there. Can you just put your feet on the floor?" The woman initially responds, "I'm not feeling well." The driver remains calm. "I keep my seats clean. Passengers have to sit here. Do you think this is appropriate?" But instead of responding reasonably, she gets angry and defensive, snapping back, "You're such a rude driver, too impolite," and starts shouting. Then things escalate quickly. Passengers can just put their feet all over my seats. Well, passengers can do whatever they want. The driver, "Passengers can behave however they want, but stepping on my seat is not okay." "I'm not even stepping on it, chill out. Come on, come at me. If you keep yelling at me, I will report you. The thing that you just said, I sue you for that. I dare you. What gives you the right to step all over the seat that isn't yours? So what gives you the right to insult me?" "Insult you? All I did was ask if your feet were clean. My car is clean and I keep it clean. Your car is filthy, it's covered in mold and bacteria." Then she shifts the blame, saying, "I'm just in a bad mood." The driver finally snaps a little. "And what does your bad mood have to do with me? I'm just driving, and now I have to worry about your mood too?" That's when she loses it. Suddenly, she stretches her bare foot straight into his face, yelling, "Look for yourself, are they clean or not?" Wow! Absolutely disgusting behavior. Why is she so combative over something so basic? In the end, the driver gives up, saying, "I just asked if your feet were clean. If they are, then fine." If I were the driver, I'd probably need therapy or at least a very strong air freshener.
On a train from Datong, Shanxi to Shanghai, a mother and daughter were caught sitting in someone else's seats and refused to move. The daughter even threatened to hurt herself with a knife if the train police tried to intervene. The woman says, "Prepare to collect my body." Train staff, "Collect what body now?" The police, after repeatedly trying to reason with them, had to forcefully remove them. How entitled can you get? A woman cuts in line, causing public outrage. When a young man calls her out, she shoots back. "Was it to you if I cut in line?" When he threatens to call the police, she says, "Go ahead, I have you called." That level of shamelessness is truly something else. In a supermarket, an elderly man tried to cut in line to pay for his groceries. When his little power move failed, he completely lost it and lashed out by throwing a lick straight into the cashier's face, hard enough to injure her eye and force her to step aside to rinse it. Seriously, losing your temper over the few minutes of waiting in line? If patience is the virtue, this guy's running on empty. In another situation, a man on a motorcycle decided that paying a small toll fee was just too much to handle. So naturally, he sped through the toll station, blatantly ramming into the staff who tried to stop him, because why not turn a mere inconvenience into the full-on crime scenes, right? It took another staff member physically blocking him to finally put an end to his selfish little stunt. This incident makes two things painfully clear. First, this motorcyclist's complete lack of basic decency, endangering others just to save a few bucks. And second, the toll staff's courage and professionalism in dealing with a grown man who somehow thinks traffic laws are optional. Honestly, if you're going to risk lives, at least let it be for something worth more than a loose change. A viral video showed a student being brutally bullied at school, slapped with a mop, and kicked by a group of other students. The victim was targeted due to the mental disability. Local education authorities are investigating, but you've got to wonder how such behavior becomes so normalized. In this video, a delivery worker was violently harassed by the security guard who kicked his delivery box and publicly yelled at him, saying, "Who do you think you are?" Because apparently, delivering food now requires a black belt in self-defense. On buses, some passengers litter everywhere and even hide trash under the seats. In this video, a woman was caught secretly swapping items in a customer's bag at the cash counter. Quick and sly. In another video, a woman, out of jealousy, poured dirty water into the sand used for building someone else's house just to cause trouble. You might think that, well, rude people exist everywhere, and you're right. But there seems to be the pattern here. This type of behavior isn't isolated, it's widespread. The root of this issue can be traced back into the impact of the Cultural Revolution and how the CCP systematically dismantled traditional Chinese values like respect, decency, and community-mindedness. Instead, the CCP replaced these values with hyper-competition and selfishness. So, what we're seeing is the fallout of decades of cultural decay. But why did the CCP try so hard to destroy traditional Chinese culture? For over 5,000 years, traditional Chinese culture thrived, built on the foundations of Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism. These philosophies taught values like loyalty, kindness, and respect for the divine. Confucianism, for example, encouraged self-improvement, family harmony, and wise governance. Taoism valued truth, while Buddhism promoted compassion and the idea that actions have consequences. But when the CCP came to power, these values became a threat. Mao Zedong himself once said that to overthrow authority, the party first had to change people's ways of thinking. The CCP promoted atheism, class struggle, and the rejection of family and national loyalty, completely opposing traditional beliefs. The party didn't stop at just ideas, it launched a full-scale assault on traditional culture. Temples were destroyed, ancient books were burned, and practices that had been passed down for centuries were banned. But why? Well, traditional culture empowered people to stand up against corrupt leaders. Stories of historical figures like Zhuge Liang, who served loyalty until his last breath, and Liu Fei, who defended his country with unwavering faith, inspired courage and justice. Such ideas were dangerous for the regime that demanded absolute obedience. By erasing these traditions, the CCP aimed to replace them with its own ideology, one that portrays society as a battlefield of oppressions and struggle. This mindset encouraged jealousy, suspicion, and even cruelty. Over time, these attitudes became part of everyday life in mainland China. Now, this doesn't mean that all Chinese people are like this. Far from it. The truth is, many don't even realize how much their behavior has been shaped by decades of party influence. It's not about individuals being bad, it's about society reshaped by propaganda. Interestingly, many Chinese people only start to question this behavior when they leave China. Faced with different values abroad, they begin to see the cracks in the party's influence. This realization becomes the first step in rediscovering the true essence of traditional Chinese virtues: honesty, kindness, and respect for others. So, what do you think? Have you seen or experienced anything like this? Share your stories in the comments, and if you want to stay updated on why China is facing these challenges, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.